Hello, my name is Rod Kowicki, author, producer of the Supertelic Electromagnetic Gravitational Universe Technology Theory. That's long for CGUT. CGUT is a short term for my book and theory. In any event, what we're talking about today is relativity. What is relativity? If you read my book on faster than light speed space travel, which is a fact of the science, you will discover that Einstein's theory of relativity, both general and special theory have a lot of discrepancies in it. And one of these discrepancies is the grandfather paradox. The guy is born, grows up, decides he doesn't want to live anymore, but doesn't want to kill himself, so he wants to travel back in time. He builds a time machine, travel backwards in time to the time of his grandfather, and kills his grandfather. And supposedly when he journeys back, he's in a different timeline. One timeline he's living, one he's dead. I hate to say it, but this is wrong. Einstein, you are wrong. There's only one timeline. I don't see how we, as a civilization on a planet, a single planet, and knowing the amount of technology we do know, relative only a single planet, can say that there are different timelines. I don't understand this. It's a single universe, maybe multiple universes next to each other, but not within each other. There's only one timeline. The kid goes back, kills his grandfather. He doesn't travel back to a different timeline where his grandfather was dead and he didn't live. It doesn't work that way. There's a single timeline. He travels back, he kills his grandfather, and when he gets back, he's arrested for murder. He found out nothing's changed. Why? Because one thing, you can't change the reality of something that's already happened. In any case, if there's different timelines, then he doesn't have to go back to the timeline where his father lives. He can find some other timeline where it doesn't make sense. To any event, what happens is he's arrested for murder. See, the time of his grandfather and his birth have already happened. He grows up another 25 years, builds a machine, and travels back into time. To time to his grandfather, and looks at him, shoots him, kills him. Well, the event, even though he traveled to 1919, the event happened in 2110 when he built a spaceship and traveled from secretly. As such, the murder took place in 2110. If you look at the timeline, 2110, grandfather died 1919. From 1919 he died. He didn't die in 1919. The traveler traveled back and killed him, but the traveler's from 2110. You cannot change what already happened. He'll be arrested for murder. It doesn't change anything because essence in life is a circle. From the future, he traveled back to kill his grandfather. But being from the future, everything that happened and transpired from the day of his birth and onward, as well as before that, already happened. You can't change that. In my book, I go into depth about this and why. It's very simple. You can't change something that's already happened. It doesn't work that way. Time travel doesn't work that way. In time travel, you're traveling from a time and event of where you're at, not where you're going to. Where you're going to has already happened. That's why you're able to travel back to it or forward to it. If it didn't happen yet, then you couldn't travel to it. It wouldn't exist. That's a little different in special relativity, where you travel into the infinite future. The infinite future is supposedly is already set. Everything's already happened. But to any event, the traveler again is stationary from the time he left. He's, even though time or the planet's rotation and everything slowed down, or stopped, or even reversed, the traveler is still at a time frame. His time frame is a couple minutes compared to, because of his velocity, it's only an hour compared to the Earth traveling into the infinite being, into the infinite future, 80 years into the future. And to reverse that, you have to go faster than the speed of light, and then everything starts to go backwards. But a twin paradox, twin paradox works within a certain time frame. You travel backwards or forwards in time, backwards, and you travel 10 seconds. Yes, you will travel back and see yourself. Say, hey, dude, what's up? You're me. Why is this possible? It's a loop. You travel from a time in front of the loop. You travel in the loop backwards in time just before the event from which you left. Therefore, you are in the past, but you are from the future. Please read my book and go into depth about everything I have to say about the fourth dimension. You'll find it very interesting. Time travel is it's only a glimpse of what's going to happen in our later years, in the future. Probably not for at least 100 years. Anyway, my name is Rod Kowicki. Please read my book and keep an open mind. Thank you very much.